Hi, I'm Elisa Giannicelli. I'm an educational consultant and children's writer. And today I would like to introduce you to my Me, You and the Moon book, which is free on my Kids Learn Fast website. So you can go on there and have a look at it for free. But I'd like to read you parts of it today and also to introduce you to the series in general. This series is about the world around us, really, and it's called A Mindful Approach to the Universe and the World Around Us. And book 1 is the moon, 2 is the sun, 3 the stars, 4 the clouds, 5 the oceans, and 6 the ice. And in all these books I explain how these elements work. And also in the activity books, I deal with writing activities and comprehensions and maths related to that topic and expand on the general knowledge related also. So the activity books are really, really interesting, and those are downloadable on my website for a small fee. They're not in print yet, but the storybooks are available for purchase on Amazon. This one's free on my website. So let's make a start. This is Me, You and the Moon, Storybook 1 by me. And when we open it, you will see that the first page deals with a proverb. And in this whole series, I do deal with proverbs. My favourite one is row the boat you're in. But this one is when the cat's away, the mice will play, because this story is about 2 little mice. All of the stories are about 2 animals trying to find each other. They've lost each other and trying to find each other under the element they're in. So in this case, it's a little brother mouse looking for his sister mouse under the moon, and we go through all the different facets of the moon at different times of the year and month. With the sun, it's 2 koala bears in Australia. One's in the northern hemisphere in England. He's been transported from Australia to England. And the second one is in the southern hemisphere in Australia, and they finally get back together. And there's a bit of a story that goes with it, but we're understanding how the seasons differ and how the heat differs different parts of the world at different times. With the clouds, it's 2 monkeys. With the stars, it's 2 horses. And with Antarctica and the ice, it's 2 penguins. Of course, the oceans, 2 whales. And again, I take you through different journeys with these characters who find each other. The 2 humans are called Antonio and Arlene, and you'll be introduced to those in this book as I read through it. So let's make a start. I do hope you like it, and as I said, you won't be able to see that much today, but you can go and read it on my website. And the very first page is Me, You and the Moon, and this is the little brother mouse called Burly Mouse, and he says, "Why do you always look different one night to the next, Mr. Moon?" His sister mouse, Amber, appears on the next page, and here we go, You and the Moon. And she says, "How many different faces do you have, Mr. Moon?" Antonio and Arlene are walking home from school one winter's evening when they see a mouse looking distressed. "Why are you worried?" they ask him. "I've lost my sister," says the little mouse. "Oh no," the 2 gasp. "We wonder where she could be." He asks them, "Will you please help me find my sister?" So he's very worried, and he has to go through all the different moons to get to her. Here we've got a big full moon there in the corner. And on the next page, he looks like a cheese, which is this little mouse's favourite food. "To make matters worse, I'm really hungry now," says Burly Mouse. "Have you taken a look in the dustbin?" says Arlene. "Mice always find tasty treats in there. Take a look," says Antonio. "I like Mr. Full Moon because he is big and bright and lights up the ground for me to find my food. He also reminds me of my favourite food, cheese." There is no cheese in the dustbin. I have to make do with a stale biscuit and berries from the bush. So there he goes. "I'm fed up of berries. I want some cheese." And he's imagining himself eating some. Lovely illustrations here. I don't like Mr. Poacher's moon. He scares me as he lights the way along for the animal catchers. I like Mr. Movie Moon. When he drifts along, I run, but I can never catch him. I wish I had a string to hold the moon like a balloon. Would you like to be on that movie moon, little children? Poacher's moon's not very nice. I deal with the poachers in the activity book that accompanies the moon, and poachers are not very nice people. They destroy our animal kingdom, and particularly elephants. Their ivory tusks are at risk because of them, and the lions are killed for medicinal purposes, and lots of other animals suffer a terrible fate due to horrible poachers. In all my activity books, I try and improve the world around us with the children so that they understand pollution, they understand how important it is to not pollute our oceans, how it's important to not just chop down trees because we waste paper. So I'm hoping some good comes out of these books, and of course your children learn their Key Stage 1s and Key Stage 2. Okay, here we come to an old moon. I don't always like Mr. Old Moon. He's all old and wrinkly. I hope he can't see me and hear. He's scared of him. But of course, old and wrinkly people are actually very, very wise people. So we need to respect our old. I love it when Mr. Thunderstorm Moon is out because he glows with a fiery grin in the summer night. He usually can be spotted when our fields are ready for harvest. He lights up the sky with thunder and lightning and creates lots of puddles that I love to jump in. That feels very beautiful, isn't it? And puddles. I bet you all love jumping in puddles. I like Mr. Harvest Moon because he makes me happy when he brings me my favourite fruit. I used to love going to the harvest festivals when I was little, and when I was in Italy we'd always have a wonderful harvest. They'd bring in the grapes for the wine making, and of course apples and pears I collect in my garden. I've got a beautiful old pear tree and some lovely apple trees, 3 in fact, all different. I'll be disappearing too if I don't find any food soon, he says, but of course he's wishing for chocolate. Do you like chocolate? I do. I don't like Mr. Tiny Moon. He seems to have almost disappeared. Where is he? He makes finding food very hard. There he is, looking for his sister and looking for food. Not a very good time for this poor little mouse, and especially on this page. I like Mr. Frosty Moon, even though he's a friend of Jack Frost. It's always cold when they come to play. Have you heard of Jack Frost? He brings the freezing cold. It's time when he comes. I don't like Mr. Wildman Moon. He brings with him the winds and rain and scary creatures. Usually on October the 31st, Halloween. Have you celebrated Halloween this year? Trick or treating? Well, anyway, little mouse is out there. What a scary, stormy night, he says. I hope there is no one scary about. And there he goes. Right behind him he is. I like Mr. Lucky Moon, as I always find my favourite food when he's flying high in the sky. Woo! Look at that. Lucky horseshoe. Goody, goody, goody. Food, food, food. The Lucky Moon is calm and serene. What you look at, when you look at it, how does it make you feel? So there's a lot of mindful tendencies in this book, and on the last page it's all about mindfulness. So take a look on my website. I like Mr. Long Distance Moon best of all when he guides my sister over to me from the valley across the way. He lights her way over the river and over the hills, all safe and sound, so I can finally spot her. He shouts, "Can you see me up here?" There she goes, up the hill, lots of lovely little flowers about. I like it best of all when it's you and me in the moonlight sharing everything together. Me, you and the moon. Antonia and Arlene are so happy to see the little mice. Burley and Amber finally together discussing their plans. There they are, sitting on a bench. Antonio's actually the name of my son, and Arlene was his very best friend when he was growing up. So I popped her in the story too. And here we go, the mindfulness page. Take a look, and if you've enjoyed it, please buy an activity book and download. And if you'd like to ask me for any ideas for your work, don't hesitate to email me. And of course, I'm going to go through an activity book and introduce you to that soon. Okay, take care, lots of love, and enjoy your work, children. Hope you loved the book as much as I loved writing it. There we go.